Hi students, good morning. How you have been? I hope you are good. Okay, and then let's start our day with our new thoughts. Okay, and today let's know about what a Thiruvalluvar insisting for us. Okay, let's see. What is the uses of learning if one doesn't salute the feet of the Lord, who is the embodiment of all knowledge? In that meaning, learning should not make a person disbelieve in the Supreme Lord, who is the essence of all the knowledge that is there. Okay, so learn, salute the feet of the Lord, who is the source of all knowledge for you. If only by His grace can we pave our way to more learning. Clear? So, what we know is just a heart full, and what we don't know spread out all like the stands of seahorse. So, my dear students, you may just take care in this. Humbles is the mark of true learning, and arrogance block the path of learning. So, that's why our Thiruvalluvar insisting us. I repeat again, what is the uses of learning if one doesn't salute the feet of that Lord who is embodiment of all knowledge? So, my dearies, henceforth, who is insisting to get all knowledge, you should salute to them, okay, and respect them, respect your elders, and always be devoted to the feet of Supreme Lord who will guide you correctly in the path of knowledge. And now let's zoom into the session. In today's class, let we know about the storage device. Okay, and before getting to the today's concept, I just want to revise to you. Okay, what is a hardware? The hardware is a physical part of the computer that we can see and touch, are known as hardwares of the computer. For example, monitor, keyboard, mouse, etc. All these hardware parts of the computers are attached to the CPU. Okay, next, the hardware of the computer is divided into three categories. Okay, one is input device, output device, and then storage device. The input device and output device we were learned from previous classes, right? That input device, it's nothing but it gives the input of the computer. Okay, for example, keyboard, mouse, joystick, and microphone we were seen in our last class, right? And then output device, it shows the output on the computer. For example, monitor, printer, speakers, etc. This also we have seen at the last class, right? And then now today we are going to know about the storage device. Okay, and next let me know the what is storage device. Storage device is the component that lets you store data for a long period of time, okay, and allows you to access the data. For example, of storage device such as hard drive, pen drive, okay, CD and DVD. You can save your file easily in these storage devices. Clear? And next, let me see what is hard disk and what is the functions of hard disk. Hard disk, it's a device which stores huge amount of data and informations, okay, and it serves all over work. Whatever we are doing on the computers, automatically it saves in hard disk, and the hard disk, it's present inside the CPU box. In early days, the early hard disk came in large size but with very less storage capacities than that. Okay, but today's hard disk is small, it's look like a small, okay, and it's a high storage capacity. The storage of your early hard disk were able to store data up to 500 GB only, and it's required here of care of in this handling. Okay, the first PC hard drive has a capacity of 10 megabytes and cost of over thousands per MB. Okay. In nowadays, modern hard disks have a capacity approaching 100 gigabytes and is a cost of less than 1 cent per MB. At the same time, the speed of the hard disk and the interface has increased dramatically. A hard disk plays a significant role in the terms of following important aspects of in a computer system.
The capacity of a hard disk is measured in gigabytes, which is bigger the hard disk, the higher in the storage capacity. And now let's see the video of how hard disk functioning. Okay.
Plane flying 1 millimeter above the ground and circling the Earth once every 25 seconds while counting every blade of grass. Shrink all that down so that it fits in the palm of your hand, and you'd have something equivalent to a modern hard drive, an object that can likely hold more information than your local library. So how does it store so much information in such a small space? At the heart of every hard drive is a stack of high-speed spinning disks with a recording head flying over each surface. Each disk is coated with a film of microscopic, magnetized metal grains, and your data doesn't live there in a form you can recognize. Instead, it is recorded as a magnetic pattern formed by groups of those tiny grains. In each group, also known as a bit, all of the grains have their magnetizations aligned in one of two possible states, which correspond to zeros and ones. Data is written onto the disk by converting strings of bits into electrical current fed through an electromagnet. This magnet generates a field strong enough to change the direction of the metal grain's magnetization. Once this information is written onto the disk, the drive uses a magnetic reader to turn it back into a useful form, much like a phonograph needle translates a record's grooves into music. But how can you get so much information out of just zeros and ones? Well, by putting lots of them together. For example, a letter is represented in 1 byte, or 8 bits, and your average photo takes up several megabytes, each of which is 8 million bits. Because each bit must be written onto a physical area of the disk, we're always seeking to increase the disk's areal density, or how many bits can be squeezed into 1 square inch. The areal density of a modern hard drive is about 600 gigabits per square inch, 300 million times greater than that of IBM's first hard drive from 1957. This amazing advance in storage capacity wasn't just a matter of making everything smaller, but involved multiple innovations. A technique called the thin film lithography process allowed engineers to shrink the reader and writer. And despite its size, the reader became more sensitive by taking advantage of new discoveries in magnetic and quantum properties of matter. Bits could also be packed closer together, thanks to mathematical algorithms that filter out noise from magnetic interference and find the most likely bit sequences from each chunk of readback signal. And thermal expansion control of the head, enabled by placing a heater under the magnetic writer, allowed it to fly less than 5 nanometers above the disk surface, about the width of 2 strands of DNA. For the past several decades, the exponential growth in computers' storage capacity and processing power has followed a pattern known as Moore's Law, which in 1975 predicted that information density would double every 2 years. But at around 100 gigabits per square inch, shrinking the magnetic grains further or cramming them closer together posed a new risk, called the superparamagnetic effect. When a magnetic grain volume is too small, its magnetization is easily disturbed by heat energy and can cause bits to switch unintentionally, leading to data loss. Scientists resolved this limitation in a remarkably simple way, by changing the direction of recording from longitudinal to perpendicular, allowing areal density to approach 1 terabit per square inch. Recently, the potential limit has been increased yet again through heat-assisted magnetic recording. This uses an even more thermally stable recording medium whose magnetic resistance is momentarily reduced by heating up a particular spot with a laser and allowing data to be written. And while those drives are currently in the prototype stage, scientists already have the next potential trick up their sleeves: bit-patterned media where bit locations are arranged in separate nano-sized structures, potentially allowing for areal densities of 20 terabits per square inch or more. So it's thanks to the combined efforts of generations of engineers, material scientists, and quantum physicists that this tool of incredible power and precision can spin in the palm of your hand.
And next, let me see CD. CD stands for compact disc. It's look like round in a shape, flat and shiny disc that stores a lot of information, and it's used to store large amount of data. When we need to take it somewhere else, you can take it out and then you may use it for that. And it's an optical device that has the capacity to store data, music files, videos files, etc. A single one has the average capacity to store the memory of about 700 floppy disk, which is equal to 30 lakhs text pages. Okay. Once it's filled up with the data, new data can't be entered on it again. Okay, the first of all, it's designed to store only the music and the video files. But later, this format has also been adapted to store the binary data of the computer. And they are particularly used to distribute the computer softwares that can include games, multimedia applications, etc. Whatever we have created a new software in that, okay, we need to save the data and into the CD, and if you want to explore into some other system, you may just take it out the CD and install in that another system. Students, now let be ready to watch how compact discs are functioning. Okay.
A compact disc, or CD, is a plastic disc containing a thin metallic layer that's used for storing large amounts of information. The most popular use for CDs today is for recording and playing back high-quality sound. A high-precision laser beam is used to burn microscopic pits in the thin metal layer of a master disc. The pits are laid down in patterns that can be read by a compact disc player. Thousands of CDs can be made from a single master disc. A CD player contains a low-power laser and high-precision lenses and mirror. A servo motor positions the optical elements to a track on the disc. The laser directs a narrow beam of light onto tracks of the spinning compact disc. Along a track, regions with pits scatter the light differently from regions without pits. The sequence of regions represents the sound information. A photodetector picks up light scattered from the pit and sends a signal to a microprocessor, which converts the signal to sound. The same technology that is used for sound can be used for storing other kinds of digital information as well, including computer programs, pictures, and animation. When used for multiple purposes, the disks are often called CD-ROM, or compact disc read-only memory.
And now let's see what is pen drive. Pen drive is a modern technology of storage device, and it looks like very small in just can store and transfer data from easily one computer to another, and it can be handled very easily. Okay. So students, I hope you all understand the concepts of storage device. Okay, it's time to zooming out, and let's see in the next class. Okay, and then bye, take care, thank you.